10:30. We are going to get started with the IFCO-TV live broadcast from IRAPS, the International Research and Philosophy Symposium at Sherman College. And our first guest is, what's your name? Mr. Michael Dibley, Dr. Michael Dibley, I'm so sorry.
Pleasure. Nice to see you again, Greg. Liam?
And my name is Dr. Liam Schubel, official director here, vice chairman of the Board of Trustees at Sherman Chiropractic College, the center of the chiropractic universe. And of course, Dr. Dibley, that is in the foothills of the scenic Blue Ridge Mountains here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Now, Dr. Michael Dibley, of course, flying in from the People's Republic of Norway. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now,
well, yeah.
Where? Well,
I've been on tour
You've
for
been
the
on
last
tour.
week. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what your week has been like. You leave Norway over there in Wiesbaden, right? And how did that go?
So, yeah, I actually started my... last week we started in Stockholm, Sweden at the LCW event.
Oh, wow.
So my girlfriend helped organize that, Katrina Vala.
Oh, she's awesome.
And I think you have Sophie Anderson on here
later.
Yes,
that's going to be fantastic.
Yep, out of England. So that was a great event. I was there for really moral support, watch our daughter.
Of course.
Do some interviews for our film, Clear and Connected, that's going to be released spring 2016.
We're going to be talking about that.
We'll be getting to that. So yeah, I started there last week, and then went to Oslo, and then hung out with Billy DeMoss and his crew over at the Dead Chiropractic Society.
Outstanding. And
spoke to them with Dr. Joe Borio, who sits on your board as well.
Absolutely.
Here at Sherman.
Yeah.
So he sends his love to everyone.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of what my week looked like. So it was a little bit of tick, more tick. So that's just a common week.
So you haven't been doing much. So now, Greg, I don't know if you know this, but Dr. Dibley, I like to call him the Oliver Stone of tick because he is a filmmaker, a producer of sorts, and I'm very excited to hear about this release of this film. And I was wondering if you could share with our IFCO television audience, first of all, what's it called, what's it about?
Yeah.
But before that even,
yeah,
tell me what the impetus was to make the film.
Okay, yeah, that's a great question.
Well, before you start, Liam, I do know about this because I was interviewed for this movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations.
We did that down at IFCO Summit in Miami, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know it's worth watching.
And Liam was interviewed. Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you use your real name?
I did.
Did you use your real name? I'd hope so.
No, I don't use my stage name around here.
No, I hope so. And you were interviewed several times.
Yeah, I was great. I must tell you, it was one of the best interviews I've ever done.
I was great.
I can't wait to see myself in this film, really, to tell you the truth.
He has self-confidence issues.
Well, we're working on it.
So what happened was, growing up in a chiropractic family, my father, my uncle, my great uncle, my sister, my girlfriend, we're all chiropractors from Palmer. And so growing up in that environment, chiropractic was always a black tie affair. It was always something where I couldn't go anywhere in the community and someone couldn't, without someone grabbing my arm saying, "Your dad saved my life.
Wow.
Your uncle saved my life." And so it was a black tie affair. It was always something respected. We were always holding our heads high, proud to be chiropractors. Excuse me. And so when I got into chiropractic formally, professionally, I was pretty disheartened to see so many chiropractors in a state of flexion and cowering. And I'm a chiropractor. And to me, it's never been something to be embarrassed about. I mean, last time I checked, when you turn life power on in humanity, that's something you should be. I mean, what's cooler than that?
Nothing's bigger than life.
Nothing's bigger than life. So that's what happened. The film, and then I went to Google, right? And I'm looking for chiropractic films, and everything I see on chiropractic, I don't. It's either it's okay, but the aesthetic's not good enough.
Got it.
And so basically, back to your question, the impetus of it was really, I was like, you know what? We need to show the public and the profession really what we're doing in a high quality manner. And so Clear and Connected, the documentary, came through. It was about 2.5, 3 years ago. And I said, this just needs to be done. Came out of necessity. No agenda whatsoever. Just the necessity that the world needs to know about chiropractic.
And so the focus is entirely then on back pain and neck pain? Is that what
you're... and ankle problems.
Okay, great. Well, that's exciting. Hey, you got to go now. But I know. So
you have to see it.
What really makes the film unique, would you say?
Oh, well, okay, so the essence, right?
Yeah.
So I literally went to the mountaintops in Norway 6 years ago when we started the Institute for Human Potential. And I literally went up there, prayed, meditated, asked God, universe, whatever you want to say, for the essence of what chiropractic really is. I said, what are we doing here? What's the essence of what we're doing? And human potential came through.
Love it.
Right? And then 360 because just the circular nature of life. And so that came through, and the uniqueness of the film is that there's been no other film in history on chiropractic that's been to the central essence of chiropractic, which is human potential. So, as both of you know,
That's big.
that's huge. The question we asked, which is the central spinal column of the film itself, Clear and Connected, is as such. Why is chiropractic essential to the advancement of humanity? And what's awesome about that is we have somebody from New Jersey, and you're New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Exactly. So we'll juxtapose you guys with somebody, with another amazing chiropractor in Australia.
Yeah.
Phil down at NZCC.
Right.
And so we have all these amazing, and we, like I said, back to aesthetics,
Yeah.
we really appreciate just good film, good sound, good music, good score, and so all that's going to be in the film.
Yeah, well, I must tell you, I'm really, I'm a straight chiropractor, so I'm really not into juxtaposition. So just to let you know, but I have to tell you, this is very exciting what you have going on. And you know, Dr. Dibley, it was it's such a pleasure to see you here. You're involved in the ACP,
Yeah,
right? Which,
yeah.
And
With Bill.
With Bill Decken,
Yeah.
Who's the chair of philosophy at Sherman College of Chiropractic.
Bill's the real deal.
And you know, one of the themes, the central themes of IRAPS, really coincides with your film
Right.
because, and this is what I love, is that number one, the word subluxation is spoken here. As a matter of fact, the theme of the event this weekend is subluxation,
Yeah.
not a historical term.
Right.
It's actual live and in progress right now. And one of the speakers that we just heard was talking about the entire profession really is focusing in its research realm in outcomes of human potential. And how do you measure that and how do you show that, right? Because that's the evidence behind what it is that we're doing. Okay,
That's huge.
You're getting checked and adjusted. What does that look like
Yeah.
in the expression of your life? And so that's very exciting that
Yeah.
you're bringing that into a film
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, and it's very palatable. You know, it's something that we weren't ignorant about. Like when I said, okay, we're going to make a film, you know, with my partner Jonathan Verderame and I got together on this, part
Yeah.
of the 360 group as well.
Wow.
So we have to make it palatable for everybody. In other words, of course, the chiropractic profession, especially those switched on chiropractors that are not just one toe in, but both feet in, they're going to really love this film. But also as a public, the cool thing is it's so palatable for all of our people, for all of our practice members. They're going to love this film. It's something to be proud of.
Great.
It's not, like I said, it's just pure chiropractic. Why is chiropractic essential to the advancement of humanity? And what's amazing about that is so many people saying it in their way, with different accents and different tones, and just like music, right?
Yeah.
We all love music, but there's different expressions of it.
Sure.
And that's what's so beautiful about this film. And we're going to juxtapose, like I said, with like Clint Mansell. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen some of his work, but some beautiful, beautiful music as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
And, you know, we're going to go, of course, into what is life, you know, the
Wow,
nature of life.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we're going to start there and then just take it through. And I think it's going to be awesome.
So that's exciting. So now we're in 2015
Yeah.
right now, broadcasting.
Right.
When is the anticipated release date of this film event?
Well, we put our backs against the wall on it because we'd been almost 3 years in the making. I mean, just to gather that film, just the raw material
footage,
of the
yeah.
footage
Yeah.
took time. And so what's really cool is, like I said, the diversity of the film, but also at the same time, the challenges. It takes time to travel the world,
Yeah.
right, in an effective manner. So we're going to drop it in spring of 2016, irregardless. So we're going to probably do, maybe we'll talk to Scott Garber about his event, dropping
Great.
it there,
Yeah.
and Billy at the same time,
Yeah.
because I think that's a great time. Springtime's a good time,
Yeah.
and I just think that's a proper time to drop
Sure,
the
it's
film.
an awakening time.
It's-
And
right.
the Sherman Lyceum is in the spring as well.
See, exactly. So we can,
That is a
Touch
great
the world.
idea.
See?
Boy, that'd
Yeah.
be great
See?
to show that on the big screen.
And then that's another thing. I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that, Greg. So that's what we were very adamant about and very strategic about. We have every president from the chiropractic universities and colleges around the world
Smart.
in the film because these guys are busy guys, right? Like
course.
Edwin Cordero, he's been on the move since he's gotten to Sherman here.
That's right.
And I know these guys resonate on the same.
Vacations a lot, I noticed.
I know they resonate on the same frequency, but they may not have the time to connect. And I think this film's gonna remind them of just how connected they are, you know. And so I think it's
super exciting.
yeah. So there's all kinds of levels. There's all kinds of
this
levels.
whole thing is just incredibly important, not just because chiropractors need this,
Yeah.
but because the chiropractic public needs it.
Yeah.
And it's great that it's not a U.S.-based thing, it's international.
Totally.
So the entire world can benefit from what you're doing here and really make chiropractic known. And No, we're not about back pain anymore.
No.
Thank God.
No, no.
Not that we ever were, but
And that was a manifestation of the insurance 80s, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but the pigeonholing's been going on for quite some time.
It's almost like what I like to say, like a global 360 type project. You know, I invented all that terminology, and it's
That's exactly
the
what
way
it is.
it comes around. Really,
Yeah.
is what's going on.
It's exactly what it is.
You know, and Dr. Dibley, we're coming up on, you know, gosh, the time always flies when
Yeah.
we're together.
Yeah.
We've got about another 5 minutes. I want to get in a little in depth to who you are, what makes you tick, what runs your operation, and I want people to get to know you a little bit better, because I'll tell you, when you meet this guy, you don't want the experience to end. He's a fascinating character. He's chock full of information. He has a perspective, because you grew up in a chiropractic family. I love hanging out with just like with my
Likewise.
kids, right?
Likewise.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a convert to chiropractic, right? In
Right.
a sense, I didn't grow up in a chiropractic model, but when you talk to somebody who's been clear and connected for their entire life, it's a whole different world of expression. So
It is.
it's a great pleasure to spend time with you. And I have to tell
Likewise.
you, thank you.
Same to you.
Thank you. You're here as part, you know, of course, you're attending the IRAPS, the International Research and Philosophy Symposium here
Yeah.
at Sherman College, but you're also part of this ACP program. Can you tell me what this ACP is all about? What does ACP stand for? What are we doing?
The ACP was founded and started, and great credit to Dr. Bill Decken here at Sherman College of Chiropractic, which I didn't know, actually. He was the one who started it.
Okay.
And it was kind of a spin-off of what Palmer had in their program, in their philosophy program. The ACP is the Academy of Chiropractic Philosophers.
Oh, okay.
And it's really interesting because my class is the ACP Europe class. It's the second class that's ever been done in Europe. And it's kind of funny because everybody in the class is a superstar. They're just awesome They're awesome people. They're awesome chiropractors. So you look around, you're like, these are the exact people who don't need this class, right? But
yes, that's a great point.
right?
Yeah,
But you always, but isn't that
That's a great point.
But isn't that so?
Yeah.
Where you have these types of groups, and you're always together. You're like, we already get it. We already get it. And so it's interesting that when people ask me, say, how did you start this group? How did you with the film or the clinics or the consulting or whatever? I said, I'm all in.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's for any profession.
Yeah.
Don't expect to put one toe in it and be successful.
Thank you.
It's impossible.
Thank you.
And another thing too, for me, back to your question,
Yeah.
this has never been about anything other than a moral responsibility. And as we look to our left, the hottest place in hell is reserved for the good people who see evil being done and stand idly by. So chiropractic has always been something that I've viewed as essential for a person to experience their full self, their full life, and we have that information.
Yeah.
We have the energy, we have the information about the energy, and it's just a matter of getting it to our public. And I think the darkest place in hell is reserved for those that know truth and don't tell it.
You know, and it's interesting because you say that, but then you follow that up with action.
Yeah.
As being a crucial member to the IFCO in Europe.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the development of the IFCO in Europe and your role and where we're going with that.
Well,
with the students, etc.
Yeah, as you know, my official title in Europe is the country leader of Norway for the IFCO.
Okay.
So what I see, and I know that you travel quite a bit as well, but and so we have our pulse on humanity, not just the chiropractic profession, but what I see is not only humanity is ready for this, for chiropractic,
Yeah.
awake, hungry, and aware for something different.
Yeah.
We've had 100 years of allopathy, heavy allopathy. It's not working. It's broken. It's a failed paradigm. The public's ready. And what I see around the world, despite what I hear, what I see and what I feel and what I know, because I speak face-to-face to quite a few chiropractors, is the greatest chiropractic renaissance in history right now. People are waking up. I want to give a shout out to AECC, all of our people down at BCC, McTimoney, James Harrison, and these types of Wyack, of course, Benny Matthew over there. We have Ross up in Scotland starting the school.
Gonna be great.
And I'm just talking Europe. And it's going on everywhere. Mark Hudson down with Chiro Europe and that whole movement, that's been excellent. So it's a global awakening. People are hungry for it. Unfortunately, at the same time you have an awakening, a consciousness awakening, you also have the opposite of that. I think that's the nature of the universe. I just think that's the nature of our universe. I don't know if it'll always be that way.
Yeah.
I certainly don't know. That's something that we can philosophize about later.
Sure.
But what I see, and perhaps it's what I focus on and who I hang out with, is very successful chiropractors, very on fire practice members, and people that want to get this message of health, hope, and healing out to the masses.
Beautiful. And now to close, I'm watching this at home, and I'm excited now, and maybe I'm in Europe, and I want to get more involved in the IFCO. And I actually want to find out a little bit more about you. How can I get in contact with you and what you're doing? I understand you have 3,056 clinics at this point. Is that right?
Well,
am I right on the number?
Four officially in our group.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then we have one in Chicago starting.
Yeah, great.
And then we have talk of one in London coming this year or early 2016. So we don't see this thing stopping. People always ask me, how many do you think? I said, listen, sky's the limit. It just depends how many committed chiropractors want to be a part of our group.
That's the deal.
And that's part of why it was never a personal agenda. It was like, we need to put chiropractic on a pedestal and give our people. I couldn't constantly do a background check on every chiropractor. I got sick of that.
Yeah.
What did you do? It's like, and you guys know, right? You've been in practice for a good number of years. I was so sick of doing a background check. I said, screw this. We're going to start our own group that adjusts vertebral subluxation. It's a done deal. And I want that in every time zone, every country. I want it in every major airport, and that's a conversation for another time. But we need to start thinking bigger. And like I asked to Lyle DeMoss's group, Billy DeMoss's group, at Dead Chiropractic Society this past week, I said, who here wants an awesome life? And everybody raised their hand. And I said, when's the last time you did something awesome?
Yeah.
When's the last time you did something unique, extraordinary? And I think that's very important. So they can get a hold of us as far as contact information at 360KLINIKK@gmail.com. That's my personal email. I'm on social media. I have a private page that's at capacity, and I have a public page that is not at capacity. So they can certainly friend me that way. And again, I'm very easy to get a hold of. I'm very open. I'm in a state of extension rather than flexion. So I'm open, and whatever I can do to forward our profession and humanity at large, I am willing to do and happy to do and honored to do. So it's my honor to serve.
Outstanding. Dr. Michael Dibley, chiropractor, philosopher, and filmmaker. It's been a great pleasure to have you on IFCO television this morning in beautiful Spartanburg, South Carolina at the IRAPS, the International Research and Philosophy Symposium. Thank you for joining us and spending some of your valuable time to share it with the audience.
Liam, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Michael, so the IFCO is thrilled to have you with us.
Yeah.
And we also have people out there in TV land who've been watching you. We got the Marcinator.
Oh, the Marcinator from Palmer.
Oh, how you doing, Marcy?
Dr. Bob Tarantino from New Jersey.
Hey,
Bob.
Dr. Bob.
Nice to see you, Bob.
Gerard from Malaga, Spain.
Wow.
So we got an
Malaga.
international
Gerard, nice to hear from you.
So
outstanding.
You've touched the world today.
Yeah, good. Well, you never know how far-reaching something you may say, think, or do may affect the lives of, scratch what we used to know, billions. It's not millions anymore.
No.
It's billions.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Love and appreciate you
Thank you
both.
for being here.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Now our next...
Who's our next guest?